Hi, I'm all Mickey, but y'all can call me Baz. Today will not just be one sketchbook tour, it will be two sketchbook tours. It's like having two cakes. These sketchbooks made me love sketchbooking again. Firstly, just to get out of the way, here are the materials I tend to use. I really like colorful stuff because it makes me actually fill out my sketchbooks and it makes it so much more fun to look at. I love acrylic markers, I love Crayola super tips, and I love highlighters. Pens, though, are still my baby. When I'm working on pencil, I normally go for a zero point 0.5, maybe a zero point 0.7, maybe a zero point 0.2, I don't really know. Now, actually getting into the sketchbook tour, this is the first one. This is from Sarang. Hi, Kitty. I don't tend to precisely date my sketchbooks or dates because it makes me really anxious to have a reminder of how much time I've spent on it. I found myself more able to complete them when there's no date, it's just kind of like a season. When starting this sketchbook, I was in a really bad creative slump. Sketching wasn't clicking for me. I didn't feel that compulsion to take out my sketchbook and just start doodling. I tried doing all the hacks. I followed so many tutorials, but nothing was clicking. But then I started a new semester. One class I started was a sketchbook theme class. We had weekly prompts. The first prompt I finished was to draw your meal. And once I did, it was off to the races. I was a kid filling up sketchbook pages left and right and jumping around randomly in my sketchbook as I've always done. It's actually this page right here. Was it this prompt that reignited my flame? Probably because it was something new but very familiar to me. Normally, art block guides would tell you something like go on Pinterest, doodle freely from imagination, redraw an old piece. But none of these really worked for me. I always found that art block doesn't mean a block in ideas, more like a block in the flow of creation. It's like redrawing a line over and over again because you just don't like how it ever looks. I can spit out drawings like usual, but it's not rewarding to me when it's art block. It's like a phantom of myself. Now, when I say something new but familiar, it's a mixture between observational art and imagination sketching. It's not something you draw on the daily, but it's still very familiar. You see it all the time. Now, I was never the biggest fan of observational sketches. They're fine, but I always struggled to fill space and actually finish the thread. It felt like homework to me. What made observational sketches work was by bending the rules. It's observing something but shifting in the way it's drawn. This can be by color, texture, layout, proportion, literally anything you want. Like drawing people in the coffee shop, making them into animals, drawing fun shades on people, just kind of messing around. Using this approach can make these simple observational studies into full, like, professional artists, like illustrated sketchbook spreads. Everyone will be marveling and shocked at how cool your sketchbook is. The poet Mary Oliver once wrote that attention is the beginning of devotion, and what that means is that what we pay attention to is what shapes us. And by paying attention to these things, you're shaping your mind and your artistic process. It's grounding you in that moment, in that observation, and in the act of creating itself, not just the end product. Another thing that helped me in this pursuit of loving sketchbooking again was allowing myself to have blank pages. While most of the time I tend to go back and just fill in the place because I'm very jumpy around in my sketchbooks, I learned it's okay just to leave it sometimes. The whole sketchbook is the piece of art. It's not just the filled pages in it, all of it is the piece of art. It's the frame, it's the canvas, it's the paint, it's everything. Another thing that will really help you with sketchbooking is putting the Pinterest down. Now, we all love Pinterest. I love Pinterest. You love Pinterest if you're probably watching that video. We as artists, we adore that site. From anything from pose references, art tutorials, to outfit references. But using it too much can easily cause an over-reliance and not actually training your visual library and not understanding what makes these outfits cool or making these poses unique. So I implore you to perhaps get off Pinterest, go find some books you like. Maybe these are comics, maybe these are magazines, anything like that, and just drawing the poses from them, drawing any outfits you find cool, and maybe writing about why you like these outfits, why you like these poses, what about them seems cool. And by doing this, you will really find new new avenues to creation. It won't just be the same thing that your Pinterest is fitting to you because you already think it's cool. You'll find out why you think it cool, why it work, and then you're going to be able to make it in a way that is more you. Before taking this sketchbook class, there were a lot of things I did not particularly care for. I am a comic artist who hates lettering. I am awful at lettering. My comics have awful lettering, and if they have good lettering, they're probably probably done by one of my friends, or I spent like 20 hours just on the lettering. And this sketchbook almost made me like lettering. And that was by going around to this Midtown Global Market over in Minneapolis and observing all the signs of these different food vendors and just going, wow, that's a cool sign, and drawing that sign out. And I also did this for collage. And now I love collage. Me and collage are the best friend. We be holding hands. They're coming to my wedding. Collage, baby girl. So basically, why I'm saying about this is that you gotta try out new things when you're doing a sketchbook. You're gonna get bored if every single page of your sketchbook is the same OC over and over in pencil. Wrap it up. Wrap it up. You are boring. And to combat some of that boring, here are some of my Baz approved sketchbook spread ideas. First one, draw some brain rot. Draw Labubu, draw tongue sugar, whatever it's called. Draw that. Second one, draw you and your OCs as food. Be a drink or two? Who knows? Just draw them as something edible. And don't try not to include them actually on there. Maybe turn their star eyes into like some star sprinkles on like a cupcake. I don't know. It's up to you. Perhaps maybe try humanizing your pet, making your pet have like headcanons. Personally, I like to headcanon my animals, and they all have their own human designs in my head. Here's something else you can do. You can draw comics. Comics might sound scary, but by comics, I mean some simple little four-panel comics. They don't have to be funny. You just have to spend 30 minutes like that. Even if that comic is just you taking some toast, putting butter on it, then eating it. You've at least drawn a comic, and that's more than a lot. Overall, the key to making any good sketchbook prompt is mixing something you're enthusiastic about with something new, like drawing some food, drawing environmental things. If it's people, mix people with fun concepts like Pokemons. I don't know, do something that speaks to you. And that's the first sketchbook done. Now onto the second one. A lot of the stickers I use are from La Puree, like all the cute little like animal ones. I fully recommend them. You should go check them out. If filling a sketchbook in the traditional way scares you, stop doing it. You can work back to front, middle to end, every other page. Just do whatever works for you. If that means literally just taking sketchbooks and drawing purely in the middle of it, do that. I think you should do that. Don't feel so pressured to just make everything from front to end. Sketchbooks should be a piece of play. You shouldn't be so scared of ruining it. We could all benefit from learning to be less precious with our sketchbooks, less precious with our art supplies, because it's not wasting an art supply to just use it and make bad art. It is wasting an art supply if it's sitting in a drawer for 20 years. Take that out. Even just draw some like smiley faces, write your name a few times, use it. The reason I keep hammering on so much about trying new things and getting out of that comfort zone is because you will improve so fast. You will find yourself making art in new ways that you will love so much more than just sitting around waiting for a cool thing to like find you than drawing it for the validation of others. Doing all this exploration will find yourself loving art again. And since we're being less precious with our sketchbooks now, let's not be afraid to just go out and take pictures of things. I don't think you have to draw in the moment. These animals were not drawn in the moment. I feel awkward sitting in that pathway and filling up space. I don't like doing that. But what I do like doing is staring at the animals for 5 minutes and going, wow, that thing looks really cool. I'm taking notes and I'm also taking pictures. And then combining these pictures with like your notes. The notes I do find tend to be more useful if they're written down. I tend to write them down in the notes app on my phone. Then combining the notes with the pictures to make something really just you feeling. This sketchbooking class really made me enjoy sketchbooking so much more. There were a lot of other prompts that we got that were so fun and just like the field trips, the exploration, and being able to look at other people's sketchbooks and see that whole like community of exploration and just going around drawing things from the same area, but still having such drastically different results. It's such an amazing experience. I recommend trying to like possibly recreate this with like a handful of friends by going out to like maybe a nice restaurant. Then you all order different food and you draw each other's food and you see what commonalities exist from you and your friends drawing of the same dessert or you and your other friend drawing the same drink. How would you do that? What different materials do you use? And even just the small things like different line quality, different different paper color, the way you use the size of the object to fill up the page. All of that. All of that is what is different. It's what makes your artistic identity really just pop. It's not just how you draw, it's not just your art style, it's everything about your art. It's you. Treating yourself and everything you do like art will not only improve your mental health, it will improve your art by having having the courage to dress like an OC or just like trying out new things is what will define you as an artist. Being basic, living to the day-to-day standards has never been what art is about. It's finding the ways to express yourself. It's finding the ways to shape your worldview. It's the way to shape others' worldview. Everything is art. The way you treat people, the way you treat your possessions, the way you treat animals. All of that will be reflected in how you draw. And I believe you have a lot to gain by embracing that. And that's something you will embrace more and more on your artistic journey. Whoa, that really went off the deep end for a sketchbook video. So, wow, that kind of went off the deep end for what was meant to just be kind of like a basic little sketchbook tour video. But once I ramble, I love to keep on rambling about art and what I believe art is. But overall, my message with getting over art block is to experiment more and break more rules. Stop bogging yourself down with arbitrary limits and just go out there, see things, then shape the things into what you would like to see in the future. Make that make that end table into a macaron if that's how you would want it to be. Do anything you want. And as we get to the end here, I just want everyone to know you are a great person. You are awesome. You are awesome for being here. And I hope sincerely that everyone has a good day. If not a good day, maybe a good night. A good rest of the week, even. Go out and have a good effect. By the way, the sketchbook I use is the Royal Talons Art Creation Sketchbook. I really like the pink ones. They have a nice creamy paper. They hold a good weight. They're not super great for wet medium, but it's all right. Oh, I almost forgot. Um, you could like this video if you've enjoyed it, and you could subscribe. I plan on touring more sketchbooks, making some draw with me, some sketchbook prompts, everything like that. Here's my next sketchbook. It's all decorated, and I hope once again everyone has a great day. Bye!